everyone, I'm John Sherwin. I'm the Faribault Police Chief. We'd like to invite you down to North Alexander Park on Thursday, June 1st from 6 to 8 p.m. for our Safe Summer Kickoff event. This is an event that is our opportunity to give back to the community. We'll have free food, we'll have booths and exhibits and games for you and your family. So come on down. We're going to give away a lot of bikes, bike helmets, and just plan on having a great time. So come on down to North Alexander Park again, June 1st. We'll see you there.
Hi, I'm Kevin O'Brien, Faribault Parks and Recreation. Just a quick update for you from the aquatic side. We are getting ready for summer pool season. We started getting into the outdoor pool and getting it ready and cleaned up from winter and getting ready for summer. We have started hiring for summer positions at the Faribault Family Aquatic Center. We're hiring lifeguards and guest service staff with a little bit more of a need for lifeguards and guest service staff. But if interested, give us a call here at the Community Center, 507-334-2064, or you can apply online. We'll probably be hiring lifeguards into the beginning of June. Coming up here end of May, we've got the Muddy Mile, May 25th from 5 to 6:30 p.m. Sign up online at the City of Faribault's website, Parks and Recreation registration page. Thank you.
Hi everybody, my name is Devin Pawarek. I am a Recreation Program Supervisor with Parks and Rec. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about a couple programs we have coming up this summer. Our registration is open for TP Tonka Baseball. That program begins on June 12th, and that is for 3rd and 8th graders down at TP Park. We also have our tennis program that features a free tennis day on June 3rd, and then we also have our first session beginning on June 13th. And we have 3 levels for that program, for beginner, immediate, and advanced. And then finally, we're offering golf lessons out at Legacy Golf Course, and that will be beginning on June 6th. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jill Strotman, the Youth Recreation Coordinator for the Faribault Park and Rec. And coming up in May, we have a lot of great activities for the littles. We've got Sport Camp, which is for kids ages 4 to 5 years old. That runs in May on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It starts May 9th and ends on the 18th. We've got leaders that are anxious to show the kids things about basketball and soccer and track and field and all kinds of great activities in the gym. So again, that's for 4 and 5-year-olds. We also have a brand new program called Little Champs. That's for our 3 and 4-year-olds. We've got sessions that'll be meeting for 4 days, again in May, so check that out. They'll work on color and balance and following direction. At one point in time, the floor will turn into lava, so you'll want to check out Little Camps, again for 3 and 4-year-olds. That's called Little Champs. Then for the kids ages 5 to 14 years old, we have our track meets that take place at the Ted Nelson track at Bruce Smith Field. We're going to be meeting 3 times in May. The meets go from 6:30 to 8:30. Kids will get to do long jump, softball throw, and all kinds of running events, and then we follow up the night with the ever famous 4x100 relay. So check out the track programs. The first meet is May 17th, then there's May 24th and the 31st. Again, 6:30 to 8:30 at the Ted Nelson track. All of those activities you do need to register for. So see you for activities in May.
Talk about Fun Center?
Yes. Coming up for summer, when school's out, we come into gear full time. Fun Center is a camp for kids ages 6 to 12 years old. We've got camps that run all summer long. Our camps meet Monday through Thursday. We've got morning sessions, afternoon sessions, and full day options for the kids. Our camps are traditionally open 9 to 4:30. We've got fantastic leaders up there. We play games all day long. We've got challenges. We've got crafts we do, a lot of fun activities. This camp's been going on for years and it's something you don't want to miss. We've also got summer youth activities at the Jefferson Ball Fields. We've got a new program this year for 4-year-olds. They will meet on Monday and Wednesday nights. We've got T-ball, soft pitch, and mid-league. So anything for kids ages 4 years old up to 3rd grade. We've got Jefferson Youth Ball activities. They're run in the evening Monday and Wednesday nights or Tuesday and Thursday nights through June and July. So check that out.
Hi, I'm Dr. Corey Miller with Ritchie Eye Clinic and LASIK Center. And with spring finally coming here in Minnesota, with that brings some new challenges to the eyes, especially for people who have allergies. This is the time of year where people start getting those red eyes, a lot more itching, along with other symptoms with allergies. But the eyes in particular can really be bothersome for some people who struggle with those allergies, the seasonal allergies that we call them. And so I'm going to talk about a few little strategies of what you can do to try and help prevent as well as treat your itchy eyes in this season and throughout the rest of the year as you deal with your allergies. So first of all, when it comes to allergy and itchy eyes, some of the things that it can cause, as those of you who deal with it obviously know, the eyes can get red, they can get itchy, feel like something's in the eye, it can be real watery, and oftentimes it can come about when you're close to whatever's causing your allergy. A lot of times it's hard to know exactly what your allergy is to. So sometimes that's the number one thing. You try to figure out what might be causing your allergy. Whether it's something outside with tree pollens or kind of like ragweed, or is it something more in your home with like dust mites or pet dander, those sorts of things. Kind of the biggest way to prevent allergies is to avoid what's causing your allergy, but a lot of times that is just not realistic. And so figuring out how to best treat your allergies is going to be important, and trying to manage those symptoms. Number one, if you have any question whether your symptoms are actually from allergies or something else, it's definitely good to get checked out by an eye doctor. We here at Ritchie Eye Clinic will take a good look at your eyes and make sure that it is truly in fact allergies that are causing your itchy, watery, red eyes and not some other condition. Because there's a number of things that can also mimic allergies, and we treat them in different ways. So you want to make sure that it is allergies that you are dealing with. For treatment, I often tell people to start out with some of the simplest things. Using artificial tears, which are over-the-counter lubricating eye drops. There's a number of different brands, and a lot of people ask me which is the best brand. And to be honest, it probably doesn't necessarily matter what brand you use, because everyone likes a little bit different. There are a few things that I say to avoid though. So if there's kind of one that's marketing to get the red out of your eyes, or some other added medication in there, Clear Eyes or Visine, or sometimes brands that have those type of medications, I would avoid those and use a regular artificial tear, or a preservative-free artificial tear. And a number of brands like Sustain, Refresh, Blink all make those type of eye drops. Sometimes those with allergies that are really itchy, putting those artificial tears in the refrigerator to cool them off can help with those symptoms of itchy eyes. The other part that can help too is along those lines, like a cool compress. Sometimes those things can help for mild symptoms. There are also over-the-counter anti-itching eye drops. A couple of brands that I recommend would be Pataday, which used to be a prescription but is now over-the-counter, and Zatador. Those can be used once or twice a day, and they do help a lot with those itchy symptoms from the eyes. The big thing with allergies is try to avoid rubbing your eyes, which is easier said than done when they itch a lot. But that rubbing actually causes our eyes and the cells, these mast cells, and that are kind of immune modulating cells within kind of the covering of our eye, the conjunctiva, releases histamine, and that histamine causes even further allergy symptoms and more itching. So rubbing the eyes can actually be detrimental and cause it to be a little bit worse. So as best you can, avoid trying to rub your eyes. And then if those things aren't quite working for you, sometimes it's important to go to the eye doctor, because we can prescribe some stronger medications and some other types of medications that can help with those symptoms as well. And sometimes it's important to dig a little further and determine what your allergy is to. So sometimes we work with allergy doctors and trying to figure out with allergy testing what might be causing some of your itchy, watery, allergic eyes. So I know in this season it can be challenging, those of you that deal with seasonal allergies, but try some of these tips, and if all else fails, come and see us here at Ritchie Eye Clinic, and we'll take great care of you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dave Nichols from the Rice County Historical Society, and today I wanted to introduce you to our newest staff member, Jenna Nelson. Jenna is our new curator. She started with us at the beginning of April, and I figured I'd ask Jenna a few questions and give you a chance to get to know her. So, first of all, Jenna, why don't you tell folks a little bit about yourself?
Sure, yeah. So I actually have just recently moved back from Northern California. I was there for almost 10 years, but I am originally from Minnesota. I was born in Goodhue County. I went to Red Wing High School, but now I'm back here in Minnesota. I'm really excited to be a part of the community here and be working at the Historical Society.
So, having lived in Minnesota all your, growing up, how'd you get involved in the history field?
So for me, it was actually one of my high school teachers had mentioned anthropology to me as a field of study, and I had not heard of it before, was not anything I had had experience with. And so when I did eventually end up going on to do my undergrad, I went into anthropology as my major. And with that, I fell strongly into the archaeology category, which has like a very large like preservation and historic context to it, obviously. And so with that, that's kind of where my love of history and being able to do interact with like different peoples and things kind of blended together really well.
So you've been with us about 2 weeks now. Crazy and whirlwind as they've been, what would you say has been the most interesting thing you've learned so far?
I mean, so far, I think it's just the process of being with the Historical Society and how items, get stored and donated and all of those types of things. I think that was something that I had not come in contact with before. And so just being a part of the process, I think has been really, really great for me to learn about and kind of have hands-on experience with.
Sure. So you originally sort of came to the Historical Society wanting to be a volunteer of all things. So you have some background in archaeology. What sort of things have you worked on in the past? We've got a pretty sizable archaeology collection here at the Historical Society.
So for the types of things I've worked on in the past, I've had a whole variety. My specialization is in human skeletal remains, actually. So I was working in bioarchaeology specifically, and with that I was working at a few different field sites, one in Poland, which is where I ended up doing my research on a medieval Prussian population, which was really, really fascinating stuff. Lots of a variety of artifacts with that as well. Also, in my work in archaeology in Northern California, I came in contact with a lot of spear points, different types of arrowheads that we were just finding out in the field, which was really, really amazing. Lots of prehistoric tools and things as well. So being able to work with those and preserve those and be in contact with the tribes was a really, really valuable experience.
Great. What is something looking ahead that you're really excited to try and get involved with now that you're here?
I mean, I think the fair is going to be really interesting. I have had some experience working with the Minnesota State Fair in the past, but I think being here and being at like a smaller level, at the Rice County level, I think will be really, really interesting. Especially, you just get a whole lot of characters and stuff that come to the fair, and to have people be able to come in and experience that history and have that, kind of like relationship with them at that level is really, really interesting to me.
I will say our fair certainly does have a lot of characters, especially with all of our volunteers that are down here. Well, Jenna, it's great to have you with us. I'm looking forward to working with you. And if you are ever curious and want to stop by, Jenna and I are always happy to talk with folks in the community, help answer your questions. The Rice County Historical Society, preserving the past for future generations.
Hi, my name is Chad and I'm the pharmacy manager here at Hy-Vee in Faribault. And today I'm just going to be talking a little bit about a couple different vaccines and updates with them. So as it has been, the shingles shot is still available and covered by Medicare, and so is the pneumonia shot, which a good majority of people are probably due for. And if you're wondering, you can always stop in and talk to one of us pharmacists and we'll let you know if you are for sure due for it. And then another topic is the at-home COVID tests. Those are covered through most insurances, up to 8 a month, and that will be ending on May 11th. So only a couple weeks left of the insurances for sure covering them. So if you want to stop in and have us get some COVID tests for you through your insurance for free, feel free to stop by. And also one more update on the COVID vaccine. So there is now a recommended booster for anyone 65 and older, and that it has been at least 4 months since your last booster. That would mean that you are due for a booster if you meet those criteria. And if you're questioning that, feel free to stop in and talk to us. We're looking forward to seeing you. Thank you.
Hey everyone, it's me, Ms. Denny, your favorite children's librarian. Thanks for joining me. I'm here to tell you about everything happening at your library in the month of May. Our Teen Advisory Board, or TAB as we call it, will be meeting on Monday, the first day of May at 4:30 p.m. TAB is for youth in grades 6 through 12, and if you are interested in joining, please get a hold of me for membership requirements and an application. Lisa will be hosting a fourth in her 4-part gardening series. So the final program will be Thursday, May 4 at 6 o'clock in the library's Great Hall. This one will be about container gardening, and registration is highly recommended. You just need to call the library and let us know you're coming, and you'll want to bring your favorite pot. We will provide the soil and the plant. The Minnesota Author Tour is making 2 stops at your library this year. We're super excited about both of them. The first event will bring Bao Phi to your library on Monday, May 8 at 4:30. This event will be ASL interpreted. We will also be having Content Bookstore on hand to sell copies of some of Bao's books, and books brought from home or purchased at the event or won at the event. Yes, we will be doing a drawing to give away some copies as well. They can all be signed by the author at the event. Bao plans to read some of his children's books and answer questions, and again, he will be available for signing. This event is free, open to the public, and again, it will be ASL interpreted. This is part of the Selco 2023 Minnesota Author Tour. We're super excited to bring critically acclaimed Minnesota author Bao Fee to our library. Don't miss it. Our storytime schedule has been going on all spring. We have storytime in 3 different formats. Right now, you can watch the 5-minute bedtime stories. Those are on the library's Facebook and YouTube page. They get loaded every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. And then on Wednesdays, you can join us on Zoom at 10 a.m. for Zoom Storytime. And in-person Storytime is on Thursdays at 10 a.m. Our last Storytime session for the spring will be Thursday, May 11, and ECFE will be here that day after Storytime to do arts and crafts with us as well. Stay tuned for the summer Storytime schedule that will be starting up sometime in June. You'll want to stay tuned to our Facebook page and our website for more info. Our book clubs, both of our book clubs for youth, Books and Brownies and Pizza and Pages, will be having one meeting all together in May and will be a mixer meeting. This is similar to what we do in December, but it will be in May. Registration is absolutely required, so I can make sure I have enough pizza and brownies for everyone. The assignment for this book club is to read any magazine, get it, May magazine, any magazine of your choice. And this is the last meeting of both book clubs until September, as we only meet during the school year, so no book clubs during the summer. Bike to the Library Week will take place on May 15th through May 20th. All you have to do is ride your bicycle and wear your helmet to the library anytime that week that we are open, and stop in at the circulation desk for a prize. You will also be able to check out a bike lock to use while you're at the library if you need one. And then the second stop of the Minnesota Author Tour at our library will be presenting Dr. Artika Tyner on Tuesday, May 16 from 6 to 7. This program will also be ASL interpreted, and it will be in the library's Great Hall. It is free and open to the public. Dr. Tyner is a passionate educator, author, speaker, and an advocate for justice. She's also a law professor at the University of St. Thomas and holds a doctorate in leadership, and presented her research and training both nationally and internationally. Content Bookstore from Northfield will be on hand at this event as well, and will be available to sell copies of Dr. Tyner's books. You can bring copies from home, or maybe you'll win a copy at the event. We'll be doing a drawing for some of Dr. Tyner's books as well. So Dr. Tyner plans to share some of the books that she's written for youth, as well as some writing prompts, and to speak about her journey to becoming all the amazing things that she is. Please don't miss this event as well. Dr. Tyner will be here on Tuesday, May 16, and Bao Fee will be here on Monday, May 8. I hope you can join us for both of these awesome author events. Our library director, Delane, is leading a knit, crochet, and needlecraft group. It's called Stitch a Bit. And in May, it will meet on Friday, May 5 and May 19 from 10 to 11 in the morning. This group meets in the library's makerspace, which is on the 3rd floor. All you need to do is show up with your own project to work on and enjoy the company of your friends and neighbors. Alan will be leading the Faribault Ukulele Network, or FUN. That is a group of ukulele enthusiasts who get together to have a ukulele jam session on the 2nd and 4th Thursday of the month. If you are interested in joining FUN, you need to get a hold of Alan, and she will give you all the information about membership. If you're interested in learning how to play the ukulele, you can also contact Alan and set up a one-on-one appointment for Uke Can Make Music. The library has numerous ukuleles available for checkout, and we have Alan, our resident ukebrarian, who can get you started. The library also has state park passes available for checkout. These are sure to become more popular now that the weather is beautiful again. So stop in, it's first come, first serve, and see if you can check out a park pass and enjoy one of Minnesota's amazing state parks. While you're here, you could also see if there is an adventure kit that looks good to you. We have so many awesome adventure kits awaiting you here at your library, free for checkout, first come, first serve. There is a bird watching kit that would be fun to take to a state park. We also have outdoor games. We have a Dungeons and Dragons kit. There's a 3D printer, a button maker, learning to knit. There are so many awesome adventure kits, and we're adding more new ones all the time. So stop in and check it out. And your library has been fine-free for over a year and a half now. We were fine-free effective January 1st, 2022. That means no late fees on any Faribault library materials. If you're interested in checking out some of our awesome videos, like me reading all the bedtime stories, or Alan sharing some ukulele tips, or Lisa's gardening videos, you can go to the library's Facebook page or our YouTube page and check out all the awesome videos that we've made for you. If you have any questions about anything happening here at the library, there's lots of ways to get in touch with us. We would love, first and foremost, if you stop in anytime the library is open, Monday through Friday. We're open Monday through Saturday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we're open 9 to 8, and Friday and Saturday, we're open 9 to 5. You can also find us online on the library's website, on our Facebook page. We're on Instagram. You can call us on the telephone. You can send us an email. We would love to see or hear from you. Take good care, friends. Bye-bye.
Hi, this is Matt Johnson at Riverbend Nature Center, and it's officially spring here at Riverbend, so it's a great time to come out and get to explore. It's also a great time to come to one of our upcoming programs. And so, this May, on May 3rd, we have a Wellness Wednesday to get out and to walk around and try to find some spring ephemerals. On May 6th, we also have our Maple Syrup Fun Run. And so, even if you're not a runner, it's a great event to come out. We have our pancake brunch, where you can also sample our award-winning maple syrup that we make right here at Riverbend. On May 8th, we have a homeschool program for reptiles and amphibians. So you can come meet our animal ambassadors and also go out and get to see some real live reptiles and amphibians at some of our ponds and streams. On May 9th, we have a Little Sprouts program, Sounds in Nature. So it's a great program to take your little ones out, get to explore. On May 16th, we have a Stewardship Day where we're going to learn about invasive species and also actually start to remove some invasive species we have right here at Riverbend. On May 17th, we have a Lunch and Learn with Paul with the Parks and Rec Department, and he's going to talk about some kind of upcoming projects within the city in his department. On May 17th, we have another Wellness Wednesday where again we're going to go out and get to see some spring ephemerals. And then on May 20th, the Paradise Center for the Arts is having a program here at Riverbend where we're going to do some nature prints. And it's really fun, and you actually get to take home a nature print, and then also another nature print will be part of a larger project that will be displayed at the Paradise Center for the Arts. On May 20th, we have another Stewardship Day where again we're going to work with invasive species. On May 23rd, we have a Little Sprouts program titled Worms and Mud. So if your kid likes to get outside, get a little messy, it's a great program. On May 24th, we actually have a second Lunch and Learn this month. And it's going to be about prairie songbird conservation. And then on May 31st, we have another Wellness Wednesday where we'll get to actually get outside and do some archery. So if you've ever wanted to try archery, that would be a great program to come to. So thanks for listening.
Nort Johnson here with the Chamber, and this is your Chamber update for what month are we, Troy?
May.
This will be May. It's just the very end of April, and We're going to talk about the Chamber Trust today, and then talk about a special program and a special project within that program that these folks are going to fill us in. The Chamber Trust is our 501c3. You've heard me talk before about some of the work we do with the college and the public schools around education, in trades development, and as well as creating a measurement framework called Cradle to Career. And the Chamber Trust has been very actively involved with that, both from a funding perspective and sitting on several committees helping out with that work. Well, some of the other things we do out of our Chamber Trust have to do with the downtown and community pride. And Troy's going to throw up a picture here of our banner program, and one of the samples, the banner program sample that you're going to see actually is a battalion from Faribault served at the end of World War I in Podensac, France, keeping the civilians safe there. And we've honored them on one of the banners, and that's the example you'll see. Well, another great example, and the story behind that, is going to be told to you now by Brandon Gleam from the Faribault Police Department. Take it away.
Hi, so about a week ago we had a tour at the police department for students that were interested in seeing what we do and what happens here at the police department. And during that tour I was the moderator, tour guide, and we spoke about officers who had given their lives for Faribault. And there were 3 officers that died in the line of duty. All of them were over 100 years ago, but they all have very individual and great stories that were put together by a man named Fran Miller. Fran Miller was commissioned to write a book for the police department about our history, and in that book contained the stories of how these officers lost their lives serving the citizens of Faribault. So I introduced that to the tour, and we spoke about how that happened and kind of some of those stories and answered a few questions. I even gave a copy of Fran Miller's book, which we have here at the police department, to some people, and I got contacted by Anya, who was on the tour, and this is Anya Holmquist, and she was on the tour and she brought up a really good idea. She said, why don't we honor those officers who lost their lives for Faribault by having them on the Hometown Heroes banners that are hung throughout the city? And Anya was actually great enough to fill out an application for us and send that to the police department. And there's a cost associated with these banners, so she asked for help with fundraising to be able to do that. And the Faribault Police Benefit Association, which is an association of officers from the department that's separate from the city, but one of their goals is obviously to honor the officers and also honor their tragic deaths and make sure that we recognize what they did for us. And we also recognize philanthropy inside of the community, and we also support the officers inside of the department. So it was kind of a perfect project for us to help her with. So we agreed to pay for the banners and that portion of it for her. And I don't know, Anya, do you want to say something about your idea and how you came up with it?
Absolutely.
Well, I just thought since they served on the line of duty that they should probably be honored by putting up their banners. So yeah, and then Brandon gave me the book and I got to read a little bit more about them, and yeah, I think that is just a great idea to honor them on the banners.
So our officers honor these men who lost their lives over 100 years ago every day, to the point where we've actually taken it seriously enough to, kind of look into these types of things. But we never had the idea to hang their names on the banners, and it just makes perfect sense that people who died to protect us should be honored in there. Each one of these stories is very individual about how these officers died and kind of what happened. They were all kind of paraphrased based on newspaper articles, and then also Fran Miller's own words when he drafted the book that he gave to us. And the copy of the book, I don't have one in my hand that I could show to you, but it's The Knights in Shining Blue Surge is what it's called, and it's entitled The History of the Faribault Police Department. It was published in 2009, and Fran was actually kind of commissioned to draft the book. And the reason why he was commissioned was because the police department was for the first time going to have, I should say the first time, but for the first time in recent history, was going to have their own building. We were going to move out of the sheriff's office where we had basically split time with the two of them, and we were going to move into our new building. So the book was drafted, and a lot of our officers started to read some of the stories from the people who came before them, and it was really an interesting story about how these officers died and what they did, and how they protected their community, our community.
Dynamite. We're very proud of you. Good work, great idea. And following through, I think that's just the best part of it. A lot of ideas go undone because nobody follows through with them, so great work.
Thank you.
And thank you for everything you're doing for the community and your whole team.
Absolutely.
So, Faribault, thanks a bunch. What a great town, great partnerships, great things happening. Thanks.